Welcome back. We're here to do the twin flame update. Yes, we are quite late, but we are here with some downloads as well. Now, during the week, I have been getting a lot of signs and synchronicities, especially because I'm a psychic medium, and it is my duty to actually pay attention to the signs and bring this to the collective. Also to bring some context as to what's happening. Today, we are going to tune into the twin flame energy and what I see coming through. But we are going to look at the numerology associated with the month of December, as well as the signs and synchronicities that I have seen. Now, the angel number this month is obviously a 12, breaking down to a 3. It does have some sense of significance. Now, with the 3, which honest to gospel, and it blows me away every time. Whenever I'm seeing the signs and synchronicities, especially the more accustomed you get to animal totems, the numerology, astrology, psychic energy, it all overlaps, and it's quite uniquely saying something that is very similar. So again, we're going to go back to the angel number, breaking it down to a 3. When we're seeing the ones, it's like the full card in tarot. We're going into new beginnings, but potentially we can feel the tools aren't there. Now, wrapping it up, it's going to amplify that to the 3. And it's all to do with life, death, birth, and, changes happening in those areas. Bear with me. One more research term. And again, amplifying things with the 1 and the 2 put together. Number 2 is a symbol for the energetic vibration of teamwork, love, service, patience, personal development, learning, emotional balance, partnerships, acceptance, peace, bonding, and mutual interest. Now, those 2 areas are going to be amplified. And I think the thing is, especially when it breaks down to a 3 and we're looking at it, what we are directly seeing is we can be really trying to visually see these changes, have these circumstances shift. So it's past, present, future, birth, life, death, beginnings, the middle, and the end. Very synchronistic that we're seeing these energies come the end of 2023. Just double checking. Separately, we have, I'm going to go back onto the next screen. Now, one of the first signs I directly was seeing for the collective was the numbers. So if you're just jumping on, make sure to go back and listen to that. Separately, there has been some synchronistic energies. And, quite profoundly, I have been seeing these things quite in bulk. Now, anything relating to the element of Pisces is coming through to me at the moment in a sign in synchronicity. This can be birds. And especially for your own personal energy on your ascension path, you may be getting your own individual messages from universe, which can come in the shape and form of birds. Particularly one area that I have been seeing quite a bit of has been cranes. So there was one moment and it has been really all week. It's really been most of this month. I've been seeing quite a few of them. Now with the cranes, what we can see, crane symbol and meaning. It can be, yet again, depending on the culture, with the spiritual meaning of crane, it can have different kind of terminologies. But it is to do with rebirth. I know that, the first thing we do see and think of when we see a crane is birth. And that can be almost like the stork carrying, a baby. Separately, it is to do with, almost like spiritual protection. It can be to do with, needing to protect thyself, death, rebirth. It does link to both air and earth. Let's see what they're actually saying in this update. Scroll through. It's to protect us against enemies. It can be to do with adversity that we're dealing with. And again, Everyone individually will get their own message. It's something you can directly Google and you can get additional meanings. And definitely you'll be guided to the right posts that are really going to guide you in a particular way. Protectiveness, subjects to do with conflict, but definitely transforming our patterns, how we're dealing with things. And again, group energy. So it can be collective consciousness as well. The separate energy I've been seeing, and it's bringing the same subject matters as the vibration 3, as the cranes, death and rebirth, brand new beginnings. Fly totem. And I know it's a real random one. You know, when I started seeing them in the most unlikely locations, the crazy thing was I was like, okay, let's Google this. Does it have a synchronistic meaning? And I do think when we sit with animal totems, insects, etc., what we are going to get is the intuitive energy of what we physically are going through that we can link those circumstances to, but also very separately some of what the text is bringing to the table. So with fly totems, it's almost the analogy of wishing you could be a fly on the wall and maybe needing to really watch your surroundings, be super aware. You could also emotionally have a lot of your energy focused on various areas of your life, especially in your spiritual path. This could also relate to gossip, but it also does have negative terms as well, which again is the necessity for protecting thyself. But it is to do with maybe struggling with letting go of certain circumstances, very scorpionic in energy. You know, all of these subject matters that are coming through to do with birth, death, resurrection, and renewal. So we're going through a shift energetically, collectively. I also do think this is happening to the collective of the TFs, which we're going to get into the tarot and see psychically what I see coming through for you and the joint connection and what messages we need to know. So let's get into it. But yeah, definitely. So fly totems, you know, sometimes we can associate flies to black magic, psychic attacks. Both Neptune in Pisces and Saturn in Pisces can be a time at the moment where we do directly need to protect our energy and our aura. So, you know, paying attention to such and making sure you're caring for yourself. Okay, let's see what I see coming through. I'm telling you, the internet is playing funny buggers at the moment. And Mercury's not even retrograde yet. Anywho. Oh, conflict. Yeah, there is an element of protectiveness that's coming through in the joint connection. It's almost a big question mark, I feel, that is hanging over the individuals as well as how it's directly linking to the joint connection. And I'm seeing the energy coming through with the Five of Swords. It's almost that statement piece. It's like, okay, there's been a lot of changes. There's, you know, and sometimes with Neptune going direct, and I did say this, especially this morning in the super chats, what we can find is Neptune can shake things up a little bit. It can make us feel a tad bit apprehensive, especially being in the house of Pisces, that maybe, in fact, we're not on the right path. Maybe, in fact, we haven't seen everything we need to see. And when a planet is in void, you know, Giggle made this statement. It was almost, you know, if you go to a shops and you see people very vacant and vague, it can mean that a planet directly is in void. And it's not really when we intuitively can make the most substantial judgment on a circumstance. So you're going to be a bit foggy. Definitely our energy from an ascension point of view, we are going to be feeling quite fatigued. Jupiter doesn't go direct till the end of the month. But I do believe by mid-month, there are I can't say kinder aspects. There are more energetic aspects that can give us a little bit of energy. But particularly, this is a time to go inside, to reflect, quality assure. We can have old situations cropping up. And definitely when it does come to hierarchy, where it does come to, you know, on masculine side and feminine side, dealing with our elders, dealing with subjects within society, but also it can be physical paperwork, like having to get like a contract or a partnership under wraps so we can liberate ourselves. The confusion also can be, okay, to date, where we have come, maybe the steps that we have taken, and I feel it's coming on both sides. Are we on point? Is there something energetically that we can do to shift the circumstance? Because I do see masculine's energy coming through quite intuitively at the moment, where they are synchronistically attempting to. It's almost like they're having a reality check, and the reality check is like, wow, I was doing X, Y, and Z to get me out of dodge, to get me to my goals, but now I'm seeing that potentially my reactions, my thought processes, the belief system that I had is not necessarily going to get me there as fast. And some of those circumstances I may need to disregard and discard. So it's a remapping of this circumstance, but I do feel, probably till about midweek, I get this vibration that maybe initially both parties can feel very foggy. And you may need to be patient with each other, be it on the ethers or in the 3D. So there is this like, okay, we're battling for something, we're trying to fight, but shouldn't things be a lot easier? So sensitivity can be there, apprehension to do with it, especially if there's going to be projection that can come on either side of the fence. But I do think that's going to dissipate. I do feel, okay, what are they showing me here? Okay, in the past, there could have been some manipulation. And sometimes, it's not necessarily that both parties are manipulating, but there could have been the subject that was actually causing conflict within the connection. This could have been to do with wealth, or it could have been to do with some sense of a physical entanglement of one thing or another. But I see that moving to the past now, and I do see almost like can it be a tower moment? Yes, it can be, but I don't necessarily feel so. If anything, I feel it is individuals pulling a situation down so that they can liberate themselves and they can move forward. And I do feel this is happening quite heavily so on divine masculine side, so they can shift forward. This person may have, from an emotional point of view, became extremely tired. Hopes are returning, especially in the heart of it. So it does feel as though there is a breakthrough. And I feel whatever this breakthrough is, they've really wrapped their minds over how to address this. And I do feel they've come to a resolve. But I feel they're going to have to rest, because there is one minor detail that may be a little bit of a bugbear at this point in time, linking to the joint connection. This has really taken a toll on them. And again, linking back to the crane, linking back to the numerology, I do see divine masculine looking at this connection with divine feminine, where, they had wanted, they do believe this is a spiritual connection. This is a death to you part kind of frequency. But there's something that they're having to kind of recover from. But universe is almost aiding them. And I'm seeing peace, and I'm seeing the term a physical foundation. This can be their environment. Psychically, with the red energy coming through on the two flowers, I'm seeing the red and the yellow chakra. I feel this is a home-related dynamic. This can be a subject to do with family, home. It could be a physical divorce. And to do with children. And it was a very, very heavy weight to bear. This could have been a childhood-related dynamic, but I do see liberation. I do see that spiritually they are wanting to recreate a foundation with you, and they're gaining the confidence and the courage. I'm almost hearing the courage to be disliked, to choose themselves, to choose something that they feel is more authentic to them. I also feel they're spiritually cloaked. They're protected. This almost feels very spiritual in nature. I'm also getting that their guides are communicating with them. Yeah, I just get their chakras are really upgrading. This is probably the first time I've really seen the jewels coming through directly on the bed that they're lying. Somebody may be actually especially if divine feminine on your side, if you have felt quite run down and you're using crystals to protect yourself, I feel it's coming through to this individual's energy. I do feel that, okay, I'm also seeing new seeds are going to be planted for this brand new chapter. But again, there's a slight delay. And as they're doing such, I just get this huge exhaustion feeling. It's like run down, broken down. But while they're down, I'm actually getting, you know, it's almost like a road is being paved and doors are opening. And this door is, they intuitively are thinking about the future. They're wanting to plant these seeds. Their mind is mentally moving out of entanglement to find a solution. They do spiritually want this to grow. I also see money coming towards them, even though they are quite concerned about this as a circumstance at this point in time. This could link to a karmic cycle that they had left or are anticipating leaving. Okay. I'm hearing the term mischief maker. Okay, who is this mischief maker, please? This person wants to be a true leader. There are also 3 individuals that have caused them grief over the years, and they may have had sympathy for them. This may have blocked the direct connection. I also feel they're noticing how individuals potentially that were on the outskirts were impacting this connection. They're now sort of looking at it like they need to remove these individuals. I feel they're actually taking a journey alone. And I feel that they're looking at this like they need to move towards divine feminine and start making these direct plans with divine feminine. But I feel they're shutting 3 individuals out. They're also making reference, again, the 3's coming up. Didn't even notice it. The 3, it's almost like the Trinity energy. Yep, it's another 3 individuals on a card. This is something to do with 3 weeks. But I'm hearing the term 3rd time lucky. This person is very intent on reconciliation. I also feel they're very, they feel very cautious. This caution can be due to a karmic energy. I feel also their energy is coming through very old-fashioned. It's almost like I'm hearing the term chivalry isn't dead. It's like they want to come through to you quite traditionally. A situation did really run them down. Who's this person, please? Okay. Divine feminine also may have particular individuals surrounding this person that have been problematic over the years, and potentially, especially for those of you maybe that made this reference point towards this individual and you might have cautioned them in some shape or form. I do feel they're actually seeing the light of day, and I do feel that they're actually seeing who these people are. And this can be, again, 3 individuals. But and they don't have to be romantic. Some of these individuals are not absolutely romantic at all. But they may dance and operate in the same fashion. That's what I'm getting. These influences were permission-based. This person did give these individuals more than the benefit of the doubt. But I'm hearing the term they're showing their true colors, and you know, they're actually seeing divine feminine side of the fence. Now, divine feminine through this reconciliation is sort of apprehensive. It's not a no, but there is the person directly looking over their shoulder to the past, but to the future, because they don't want the past to repeat. There is a potential some maybe, spiritually turning their heads away from an ugly circumstance within this. However, because of that, this person is being challenged too. And I can't say, can we say level up? Yeah, in layman's terms, potentially. This person has been, for a term, difficult to approach, difficult to open up in relationship to these circumstances. Divine Feminine is, yep, there you go. Divine Feminine is tired and burnt out. Divine Feminine is, Divine Masculine even sees this. It's almost like the term they're saying, patient. You're very patient. Yeah, you're open to this healing. There also some could be dealing with an unwell karmic situation. This could be on feminine or masculine side. There could be an individual that is needing extra help. I'm hearing the term, when can we choose us? Someone's bent out of shape to do with this. There could be something that is coming that is causing discord. Again, I'm hearing it, it's sort of these three individuals. I see three individuals here. Divine Masculine can also be looking at the strength to leave a chapter in the past. How they thought this outcome was going to be is going to be a lot faster than they thought. I'm almost hearing the term a change overnight. Yeah, they just keep referencing how they thought a karmic situation was going to end. It's going to end very differently. And I do think this is coming in quite abruptly. I do think there's dramas cropping up in karmic circles. Again, I will state again, this person does not need to be with these individuals. Okay. Where's Divine Feminine at in this? Okay, some of you can be having people from the past coming back. Some of you can be wondering, both with Christmas and New Year's, are these things changing? And I think this is a time you're going to be really tuning into your life and deciding where you're going to go from here. I would say don't put too much pressure on yourself. A lot of people are very tired. We really can't make a solid spiritual decision while we're tired. It's just not going to come through effectively. So it may be this necessity to rest, to be gentle to oneself, because this spiritual partnership, it's in the past, but it's more your belief system, if that's what it is. What you're wanting to do effectively is actually have, how would I explain it? It's if the memories and the hurt and all those feelings, it's showing me that it is going to move to the past, those emotional embodiments, and the optimism. I do feel between now and January, it is going to have a huge 180, and I do directly see you looking at these circumstances very differently. There is a resent to a degree. Could it be resent? Yes, it can be. But it also can be a frustration that potentially this person has not resolved the circumstance. And there's definite frustration here. Divine Feminine, you need to protect your energy. People have got the third eye on you. Somebody's watching you. This could be zapping your energy and causing you to be looking in at this circumstance very negatively. There is a person that's very jealous of you. This can be very dark in nature. This person's energy is very dark in nature. They're zapping, they're zapping your energy. It feels like a spy. There's a spy here in the mix. You're trying to get into equilibrium and harmony, but you're feeling almost that you're dragging your feet around, that you have absolutely nothing left. Some of you could be experiencing headaches. Some of you are feeling that the things that you're needing to address, they're just getting that heavy that it's all, could you feel like you've dropped the ball? You could in some areas. Again, I do still feel it's temporary, but I'd really say protect. Whoever this person is, this person has a lot of anger. I'm going to get a ruin cast. You're trying to balance a lot. You also feel you're in preparation mode. Some of you might not know what you're in preparation mode for. It can just feel like this urgency, but with the lack of energy. Okay, what does the ruin cast say? One day I'm going to tag this book. Yeah, definite good time to tighten profiles up, because this person, whomever is around them, be it most recent or past, regardless, they're very heavy in energy. They're focused on you. They're jealous. Okay, so the ruin cast that we have is in the upright. I'm quite surprised, actually. It does link to birch tree, animal, totem, cow, constellation, Taurus, element, earth. Okay, what do we need to know to do with this ruin cast? Strength, courage, skill, cunning, determination. Esoteric meaning, formative power, initiation, soul-shaping, spiritual progress. Reversed, degeneration, weakness, fallibility, subservience. Now, I'm getting that this frequency at the moment, very Uranus and Taurus, it's almost like something's suddenly going to happen. They're showing me a window between now and January. But for many of you, I feel this is like within the week. There is a wrap up. There is something quite shocking coming in. And, it feels shocking. It doesn't feel negative. It does feel transformative. And this can be a huge shakeup in your life, especially relating to your TF path. This is going to make you change direction very, very quickly. And I do feel the way they're looking at you is different to how you're perceiving the situation. And I'm hearing the term information is power. You could have tunnel vision at this point and really be getting into the pits of despair. For some of you, this can be due to the silly season, due to New Year's, due to a time frame. I'm feeling as though you're apprehensive and you're trying to keep things simple. Simplifying circumstance is going to help you, but I do feel a lot of this vibration, what you're picking up, is coming from a karmic individual, not your twin flame path. So just be careful where you're getting your psychic downloads from and how your energy is transitioning. because I feel this person wants to block you from your blessings. I do feel this person, it's almost the notion of somebody wanting to be like Mike. They're very jealous. And again, it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. Whoever these individuals are, I'm hearing 3. You will know intuitively if this person is fibbing to you, especially if you're projecting into the future and you're thinking, how will I know? Am I going to be safe? Is it going to be okay? There's almost this notion, especially, it's a little bit like the Schumann. I'm feeling the Schumann energy rising. That can be a key point. So keep an eye on it over, I would say, the next 4 or 5 days. That when that happens, what I'm seeing is a few days later, there is movement happening in your twin flame path. I do feel this person wants to join with you, but I definitely see a surprise coming in. I feel you're intuitively needing to keep your options open. I don't feel this is in relationship to another romantic individual. I feel it's being flexible with changing waters coming ahead. That's what I'm hearing. I do feel what you're attracting in is a person who is ready to commit. You're impatient with this person, maybe getting life together, getting things on board, has been wearing quite fine. Some of you also are feeling they're very content within a karmic relationship and there's nothing you can do. I feel through the moving of detachment, this is actually going to aid you. I don't know who this person is, but they're watching. I'm hearing the term be protective of your surroundings. Be cautious of who you're speaking to. Yeah, definitely. There's somebody in your circle. Be careful of who you're speaking to. I always say this, never sell their resume. And if somebody sells yours, what you're like, if you're good at X, Y, and Z, they don't value it because somebody's going to buy you, right? So I get be careful with who you're talking to. Create some space. Many of you also are trying to get your wealth in order. There can be a windfall coming in. You also spiritually can be getting to a feeling that you're wrapping something up, but you're also going to be making goals. Some of you are aware of, some of you are more intuitive than others, and I'm getting that you can tune into a big circumstance changing. I'm hearing the term prepare for a rainy day. The outcome is positive. This is reconciliation. You're keeping your, again, I'm hearing the term, you're keeping your options open, but I feel it's more be flexible because I feel some of you are going to get contact. And I feel some of you could be intuitively picking up on that. There is a shift, there is movement. Some of you also are avoiding the silly season, point blank zero. It's almost like you want to have some space. You want to go away. You want to be able to do things that are pleasurous for you. I do see the marriage card as the outcome here. Something of a nature is going to create a tower moment. I do see this as coming as a surprise. I would guard yourself also against these 3 individuals. Be very cautious who you're talking to. Somebody's actually selling the resume and feeding information back here through the grapevine. The outcome is going to be a spiritual connection. This also can take you by quite a surprise. I would, however, be very cautious of these energies because you can start embodying their vibration. So if you've been tuning into a karmic and they're a very, very negative person, I would say aggressive for some, you accidentally can embody this person's frequency, and I feel this can actually sabotage it moving forward. Just be super aware of your vibration, because I do feel your blessings are right around the corner. You're closer than you think, but there is a potential we can accidentally cause a tower in our lives if we're not cautious on the way we behave to do with this. I do feel some of them are actually having a passing of an energy. Some it's an anniversary of a passing, and they're also making reference to that point of communication and change. There is a delay of such, but they're also acknowledging that there is a circumstance they're currently dealing with in a karmic cycle. And I say karmic cycle, not karmic partner, because I feel that is a separate message, where they thought it was going to end and wrap up and things were going to be beautiful. That hasn't happened as yet. And so they're having to take a different approach to end a karmic cycle. But I don't feel this person directly is reciprocal with wanting it over, and they can initially cause a little bit of conflict. Love and light. I'll check in with you guys later. We do have the members tomorrow. I will be recording those for masculine and feminine karmic, and we may even have some webinars coming up. Stay tuned, and I'll see you for the In the Dark members. That will be hosted very shortly. If you do want to become part of that and you have a private question, great area to come through to our 1 tier level membership. It does enable you to get the twin flame readings weekly early, and also to get spiritual coaching relating to your path and any transits we're having. We do also have 1 session a month that is in the dark, which means if you have a burning question, you can ask without anyone watching. Come through and join. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Take care, beautifuls.